Yo, what's good campers, it's your boy Killer Beezy, and today we are here to take a quick look at Stealth Spider-Man's web cartridge debuff abilities, man. So basically, he is a champion that has a pre-fight ability where you can actually activate any one of these web cartridge debuffs. Now what I want to do is showcase some of the ones, because one of the things I think is really good about this champion is normally when you guys go into a quest or whatnot, you would look at, if there was a Hyperion and think, right, I need to bring in a power lock champion, or if there's like a Spider-Man OG, then you need to bring in a champion that can counter the evade, or and I feel like this champion does all those things in one, which is really good because you still, there's still certain things that he can't counter, but for the short term, like if you bring him into a quest and you bump into a Hyperion or you bump into an evading champion, he's got you covered. So as you can see, we've gone with the web foam. Now the web foam has a 100% chance to inflict a slow debuff. Now slow debuffs will reduce the ability accuracy of unstoppable and evade effects by 100%. So it's for a 12-second period, right? So this is probably my most favorite of all the cartridges, because with this cartridge it lasts quite long. I feel like the other cartridges have a really short time and they expire before you can kind of really feel the benefits of it, if that makes sense. So as you can see, so there was times in there where Jug wasn't going unstoppable after launching his special attacks. Now with Medusa, another thing is I wish slow debuffs absolutely shredded through the mechanic with Medusa, where she gains her the auto block. I wish it would shred through the auto block mechanic, because then that would make Stealth Spidey so good for like Infinity War Iron Man, Medusa, MODOK, but unfortunately it doesn't. But so what I've done here is I've just gone with the the flashbang, which is the 100% chance to inflict a vulnerability debuff. Now this mode here is solely for damage. If you want more damage output when you're going into a fight, this is the one you're gonna go with. I can imagine that the majority of fights that you're gonna do with Stealth Suit Spidey is going to be in the flashbang cartridges. So I've pretty much, none of the other ones really counter Medusa. I mean, you don't really want to be reducing her chance to power gain, because you want to be baiting those specials out to get openings to attack her, and you're not really going to want to be putting slow debuffs on her, because it's not really going to do anything, to be fair. She doesn't go unstoppable, she doesn't evade, so it felt right to go with the flashbang to get the more damage output. So anyway, so there wasn't really a cartridge that was 100% a Medusa counter in there, but we just went with the damage output. So next up we're gonna have OG Vision. So what we're gonna do for OG Vision, as you guys know, OG Vision has synthesis, and he will gain a certain amount of power every certain amount of seconds. So for this, the web foam is perfect, because if we time it right, which you're gonna see in the fight, if we time it right, we can activate a slow debuff on OG Vision, and then we'll not a web foam. The Tranquilizer is the perfect cartridge for this fight, because what we're going to do is we're going to activate the Tranquilizer cartridge, and then we have a 100% chance of preventing the opponent from gaining power. It's not for that long of a period of time. As you can see, it goes down fairly quickly, and I'm not too impressed by that. But as you can see, the synthesis has popped up where he would normally gain a huge amount of power. He doesn't really gain that much. So that is the perfect cartridge to use when fighting any kind of champion that gains power, whether it be Hyperion, whether it be OG Vision, or any kind of other champion. If you're fighting against Mystic champions in war, with guys that are using Mystic Dispersion, that would be fairly good. Again, my only issue is I just wish that it was for a longer period of time. I feel like the Tranquilizer and the flashbang effects or debuffs, I feel like they're too short, and hopefully I'm hoping that we see like maybe a synergy, hopefully with like Mysterio, where his debuffs from the cartridges last a bit longer. That would be amazing. I feel like, you know, that can be resolved with one simple synergy, and you know, that would be awesome. But you know, we have to wait and see for that. So here I've decided to go in with flashbang again. Now what we could have done is we could have went in with the web foam, which applies the slow debuffs in this fight, because there's certain web moves within our combo, I believe, that are seen as projectiles, as you can see there. So Daredevil actually evades, but if we went with the slow debuff and we had a slow debuff on Daredevil, then he wouldn't be evading at all. So you know, I thought that was very interesting, obviously taking that into consideration. We could have done that, but in general it wasn't really that much of a big deal, and Netflix Daredevil is down, man. So like I said, man, I feel like the biggest thing, I feel like the slow debuffs is coming to play a huge part in the game in general. You know, I feel like that's why, you know, champions like She-Hulk, champions like Spider-Gwen, obviously this Stealth Suit Spidey, and other champions that are coming into the game with the slow debuff ability, it's definitely going to play a nice part, man. So as you can see, so I've decided to go with Tranquilizer here, because I know that Loki's ability is to just gain power until he gets to the SP1. Now, as I recall, I don't really feel like you kind of noticed it enough here, man, because I feel like, again, because the way to activate it is either using an SP2 or you activate it with the 4th hit in your combo, as long as it's like, you basically have to end your combo with a light attack, and by the time you do that and then it expires and you go to it again, Loki's already gained his first power bar. So this probably isn't the best matchup for it. It's probably just less stress, man, to just evade Loki's SP1, to be fair, rather than trying to prevent him from gaining an SP1. But yeah, so that's what I tried to go with in here, man. As you can see, I'm going to activate it again, and then we're going to try and use the SP2 to try and, you know, double up the debuff and try and make it last a little bit longer. But again, it's really not making a big difference, man. It's not in this matchup anyway. You know, it's not really making that much of a big difference. So this isn't probably the best. You could have probably went in with flashbang on this one. And then the main thing I wanted to showcase was the end fight, because obviously we're fighting against the boss that is going to be evading. So for that one is where I want to show off the web foam. But for this one, I believe we're gonna go in with a flashbang, because we're gonna get the boost of damage here. So we're gonna go in with the flashbang. And again, you know, one of the things I really like is that every time you use this ability, as long as you win the fight, you get your one persistent charge again, so that you can activate the ability over. So you can literally go in and have this with every fight, which is so good, because with some champions, they have a persistent charge, and then once you use it, you gotta wait like maybe 2 or 3 fights until you can kind of use it again. Whereas with these charges, every time you finish a fight, you get a charge back. So you're always able to actually decide how you want to enter a fight, which I think is what makes this Stealth Spider-Man so unique. Because you can literally bring him into questing and just be prepared for multiple different scenarios, you know, and that's what I think is handy. That's what makes him really good for utility, because whereas you might need to bring magic for you know, power as a power control champion, then you might need to bring Archangel for like to counter like evades, and then you might need to bring someone else for slightly more damage, whereas you can kind of go in there with Stealth Suit Spidey and only use one champion and have all of that. Now yes, I'm not necessarily saying that Stealth Suit Spidey is a better option for power control than magic is, or you know, a better option for counter and evade than someone like Killmonger or whatnot, but it certainly beats bringing 3 or 4 champions that you don't really want to bring just for one fight in a quest, when you can bring one champion that can counter 3 or 4 fights in a quest. Do you know what I mean? It gives you room to then bring other champions in your team that you like, and I think that's what makes Stealth Spider-Man so good. The fact that he can do multiple different things, he's got multiple different utilities, and therefore it enables you to still have 3 or 4 slots in your team where you still think to yourself, okay, well, I now have room to bring my favorite champion. So just in case I do come across a champion that needs to get power locked, or you know, I need to reduce their power gain or whatnot, or stop them from going unstoppable, you can do that with Stealth Suit Spidey, man. But anyway guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown of the web cartridge debuffs and how they work, and you know, the recommendations of what to go in what fight with and whatnot. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, man. I really enjoyed, I mean, as you can see, I've got this video and I do have another video where we're just fighting against Winter Soldier, but I really wanted to make this video to showcase the web cartridge debuff abilities, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It has been your boy Killer Beezy, and I will see you guys in the next video, man. Peace.